y'all, we are back with another Dense update. This update is sponsored by Biomax Peptides and Herd Athletics. Here we go. Let's start with things that I found on Instagram so far this week. Laura Horvath, coming off her big win at the World Fitness Project, posted several slides of her enjoying a meal at In-N-Out Burger with the caption reading, "Some of you are way too comfortable disrespecting people on the internet and not getting punched in the face." You know, I had seen this once before on someone's story. When I saw that Danielle had posted, I thought, there's a good chance at some point in her life she's punched someone in the face, considering, you know, the bar fight we heard about at the game Sunday night. But when I saw Laura's, I thought, there's no way this girl's ever punched anyone in the face. I mean, maybe her brother when they were little. Has she even ever taken a punch to the face? Like an intentional punch to the face? They really do care what people on the internet think. And then Barbell Spin had posted an article about it. And then I saw that Danielle posted it again to her story. Maybe she wants an article too. Rogue Invitational has begun sending out their invites for November. Colton Mertens, the People's Champ, the comments in there. Everyone's really excited he got the invite. Gracie Walton and then Paige Semenza so far have received their invitation. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of those rolling out over the next week or so. Now on to podcasts and YouTube. Dave Castro put out his weekend review Monday. Talked about the upcoming Everyday Hero Service Cup that CrossFit is collaborating with Mayhem on.
The Everyday Hero Service Cup starts on September 15th and ends on September 22nd. There are multiple categories: military, law enforcement, firefighter, medical, educator, CrossFit professional, service supporter that you can sign up for.
I also noticed that Dave was wearing a Warriors shirt. We saw that he recently visited that arena up in San Francisco. We know that he's been being courted by several event venue managers. I know that Sevan mentioned he saw quite a few at the games this year. You can check out Dave's full weekend review on his YouTube channel. Now on Sevan's review of Dave Castro's review, in a completely unrelated note.
Sevi, you would love this Vanessa Arizona porn star. Her husband hangs her while he also takes a penis in his...
Now I'm sure you've all seen the post, and essentially Hiller was just trying to point out the fact that there was only one team in intermediate. So compared to Tour Stop 1, which had 47 teams, Tour Stop 2 only had 10 teams register. Massive difference. And that's what Hiller is pointing out here. However, some of the people in the photo took offense to this. Now the woman and the man over here on the right, this is Vanessa Arizona and her husband. They are also apparently porn stars.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Arizona, and this is my husband, Cody Arizona.
Apparently she has a Twitter account with links to videos. That was not a rabbit hole I wanted to go down.
I wish I wouldn't have seen it. Someone was asking me about it today, and they were asking me what her Twitter handle is. I'm like, hey, dude, you don't want to see it. Like, I want to see a lot of shit. I wish I would not have seen that.
I always wonder how people get into that line of work.
Hey, just because I don't understand it, I don't want to project my small-mindedness on other people. No, I'm just saying, congrats to them. That's fucking crazy.
If you want to see Vanessa and her husband compete, it's likely they could be going to Copenhagen since they were the winners here and they qualified. You may see them at the next World Porn Project. I'm sorry, Will Morad Friend League.
Same, but different, but still same.
Many people weighing in on the WFP Tour Stop 2.
We're trying to keep this as positive as we can. There will be some constructive criticism, but I think that they have been given their fair share of criticism over the weekend from everybody. So
if you look up the word criticism, the expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. A few people on the WFP media team have been hitting back in live chats of shows and comment sections. Scott Schweitzer talks a little bit about this on his lunch show the other day, kind of goes on a bit of a rant and was a little fired up.
Yet the WFP, when I talk about this storyline, it's too early. We're not there yet. BS. But all I get is excuses. I get people calling me names because I don't know what I'm talking about. Patrick Clark feels the need to correct me, to find something I said, either metaphorically or to try to explain what their thing is. He has to come in and correct me. He has to call me names. He has to do all this stuff and bait me into an argument.
Now, Andrew Hiller pointed out in his recent WFP video, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, that one of the core values of the WFP on their website is collaboration and open-mindedness. Every voice matters. We are committed to listening and evolving. Yet the people who represent you publicly in the media space are the most argumentative and combative people in comment sections and in people's DMs. That's not taking feedback. That's not learning and growing from it. That's arguing with people. And when I was reading through this really long exchange back and forth between Clydesdale and Patrick, I'm thinking, Patrick, put the whiskey down. Now, the USA event director for World Fitness Project, Jason Ainsley, was on with Pedro of Coffee Pods and Wads for an interview. They talk about the malfunction on the GHD with Austin.
Once an athlete, modifies a piece of equipment, it's got to be checked. And if everybody wants to know exactly what happened, I'm happy to share.
They also talk about the appeals process and WFP being extremely lenient with that. There were rumored to be 25 appeals over 6 events. And for comparison, the CrossFit Games had 7 appeals for 10 events.
Perhaps the World Fitness Project has overcorrected and has maybe been too lenient with its appeal process and too giving with...
I don't think so. Talk to the athletes that we held the standard to what they were wrong.
And he essentially said that there's really no protocol for some of these issues that they were dealing with, and they're basically having to write it as they go. And Jason does make it very clear he is the event director, he takes full responsibility, and he takes ownership of all of it. Pedro brought up that people have been talking and the WFP has approached the Torian Pro.
And then there was rumors in the last couple of weeks that you guys approached Torian and asked them to become tour stop.
Yeah, I would say it makes a lot of sense to talk to some other competitions because we do need to be global. We need to be everywhere.
He also asked a question that I think was really important, and I think a lot of people are wondering.
Any kind of nervousness around the fact that they're in Copenhagen and that it's like the end of the year, it'll be after Rogue, athletes will have traveled to Rogue, gone back to America, be like, fuck, it's 4 days before Christmas. Do I want to go? Is there any kind of nerves about that?
And then I'm adding this part in with all of the shit show debacle, appeals, malfunctions, and everything that happened after Tour Stop 2.
I mean, there's a lot on the line. So I've talked to some athletes this week, and I got to tell you, I think part of the reason why you heard a lot of uproar this week is because people are caring more. They're starting to feel it a little bit because who wants to have their pro card taken away, really?
It was a good interview. I really think Jason speaks very confidently. There's a few things he's not willing to answer, and that's okay. But at least he's not afraid to answer hard questions. So I did like that. So if you want to see the full interview, go over to Coffee Pods and Wads. You can watch all that. World Fitness Project has been putting out a series of behind-the-scenes videos from Tour Stop 2. I think they've released 4 so far. And yesterday, Spin and Hiller did a live review of the behind-the-scenes episode 3.
The dude is just like 3 seconds behind in his own head, meaning he's way ahead, but he's also way behind because he has the thought while talking to Emma. He's referencing the Unbreakable video that they put together, and he asks her in real time, gets an answer from her. All he had to do was cut that clip and insert it here.
There might be a couple of good things about it, like the interview with Austin Hatfield towards the end is pretty good. But watching it with Spin and Hiller reviewing it made it more watchable. So you can check that out on the Barbell Spins YouTube channel. And finally, I just want to remind everybody, although we do all spend a great deal of time invested in these shows, invested in the drama, please remember that you don't have to take everything so seriously. Being in a chat or being kicked out of a chat is not the end of the world. If you are spending so much time being angry at people on the internet that you don't even know, that you have to comment not once, not twice, but 3 times before receiving a reply because you are so mentally unstable, it's probably time for you to take a break from social media. Take Andrew Hiller's advice and go touch some grass.
That dense bitch?